Good morning to you. I am Mark Sudduth, and here's what's up in the tropics. It is Tuesday, the 6th of September, 2022. Things are getting very busy now in the Atlantic Basin. Several areas out here to watch. We have Danielle, still a hurricane, probably won't be for too much longer. And then we have Earl, which will eventually become a hurricane, and more than likely the season's first major hurricane, category 3, 4, or 5. Probably makes it up to a solid 3, is my opinion. And then out in the eastern Atlantic, we have an area out there, 40% chance of development. Eventually, that'll be tagged more than likely as Invest Area 95L. And then another system forecast to move off of Africa. We can see that better on the 5-day version of the Outlook graphic. Yes, another system coming off the coast of Africa, going to be very busy here as we head towards the mid part of the month. And we are not even in a favorable phase of the Madden-Julian oscillation. This is just all kind of happening without enhanced, what we call forcing, going on. So just imagine once that gets more favorable past about the mid-month period. In the Pacific, we have Hurricane K. That will bring some impacts to the Baja. We'll examine that more closely here in just a moment. First, the satellite animation. There's K, very large hurricane. That's going to, again, approach the Baja and bring some moisture up towards the desert southwest, maybe Southern California, and the possibility of some higher swells in that area as well. We're going to need to watch this closely. It's really, really hot out west. I'm sure you're hearing about that lately. And then we're going to have this hurricane come up and die just off the coast of San Diego. Kind of hard to believe I'm saying that, but yes, one of those rare times when one of these hurricanes gets up fairly close to Southern California. The waters are just too cold off that area for it to sustain itself, in case you're wondering. In the Atlantic, there is Earl, a little bit less organized this morning, but it will recover and eventually become a hurricane, passing fairly close to Bermuda. Bermuda is right there, and yeah, it's going to get close enough to certainly warrant some concern. Definitely going to have some impacts, but whether or not the core of what will eventually be Hurricane Earl passes over Bermuda, not likely, but we can't rule it out entirely just yet. In the far North Atlantic, there's Danielle, kind of expanded in size. So it's going to be chewing away at some of those ridiculously warm water temperatures up that way, and that might help to change the balance of everything and get the deep tropics to be more active. All of a sudden, very, very busy here in September. Here's the track map with everything. There's K, there's Earl, there's Danielle, and eventually the eastern Atlantic is going to get busy again as well. Looking at the GFS from the 6Z run, there is the vorticity signature for Hurricane K. Again, it moves up fairly close to maybe even making a direct landfall over portions of the Baja there. It doesn't matter, though. The effects are similar whether or not it makes landfall. You could still have hurricane conditions, very heavy rain, the possibility of some serious flooding down there, those dry riverbeds. If you've ever been to that area, it looks a lot like Arizona. A lot of saguaro cactus, kind of a sandy, rocky look, like Arizona, like outside of Chandler or somewhere. That's what it looks like along a good deal of the Baja. So that very heavy rain could cause some problems out that way. Meanwhile, in the Atlantic Basin, at least for now, most of the high pressure area that steers our tropical systems is predominant in the eastern Atlantic. So you can see this carousel of systems that comes off, and then they just basically rotate around there in the eastern Atlantic. It remains to be seen if we get enough high pressure over the West Atlantic to eventually steer one of these systems farther to the west. Maybe a little bit of a sign of that beyond the 10-day time frame, but that's so far out in time, we're merely speculating at this point. But it looks like it's going to get so busy that eventually you would think that something might have a chance to make it through. At least for now, though, that is not the case. All right, that is it from me for today. Have a great rest of your Tuesday as always. Thanks for tuning in to What's Up in the Tropics. I'm Mark Sudduth. I'll be back with more for you tomorrow.